Hey, Amanda.
Don Winslow, how the
How are
heck?
you? I recognize the porthole, everything, Amanda.
I'm so glad. I was so excited when I got the news. I got to chat with you again. I was like, I
Yeah,
wonder
this is
if
great.
he'll remember.
I do remember. I absolutely remember. How are you?
I am fantastic. It's good to see that you're, taking it easy and not, writing more incredible books.
I
When
don't know if I'm taking it easy. I'm on
no,
tour
you're
right
not.
now.
You're
Uh,
not.
but yeah, uh, I will be taking it easy at some point here.
So I understand that this next book, the book that we're talking about today, City in Ruins, that it's going to be the last in the trilogy.
Yes.
And then you're done. You're like
Then I'm
bouncing,
done.
you're going to Tahiti or something.
Yeah, somewhere like that. No, Rhode Island.
So
Often
close.
mistaken for Tahiti. Uh, um, yeah. I am. I'm pulling the pin on the career. I think it's time.
Do you really think you're going to, though? Because I feel like you've tried retirement and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to become like a world famous best-selling author instead. Like, I feel like you don't
I,
understand. For a man who writes for a living, I don't think
yeah.
you understand the word retirement.
Do you have a dictionary handy, or at least a thesaurus or
I
anything?
can't read, so it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, no one believes me, Amanda. My wife doesn't believe me. And what I think I'm going to start taking bets from people because I think I should monetize this.
I
So
think you should.
bartender, or I did a gig last night who said he didn't believe me. And I said, dude, lay $5 down on the bar, you know, because and I'll be down back in 2 years to collect. No, listen, I don't mean to be glib about it. I've had such a bigger and better career than I ever dreamed or that I probably deserve. I'm extremely grateful for it. And I don't want to push at that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to take that
Yeah,
gratitude and kind of spit at it by trying to push it out too long. I don't want to publish just for the sake of a paycheck.
sure.
At the same time, we have this election coming up in November that I think's
Wait a minute.
critical. And I want to be, to concentrate more my energies on that. So those things kind of coming together kind of made this decision for me.
When you started this trilogy of work, did you know how it was going to end? Or did Danny Ryan evolve as you wrote?
Yes and no. It tracks the life cycle of Aeneas from the classics. And so I knew that there were big, broad things that Danny had to do, right? And in the third thing, that was build an empire, but I had no clue what that empire was going to be or how it was going to play out. And it took me, 30 years to write this trilogy because of that, because I was trying to figure out what are the modern equivalents to these classic events, to these ancient events. And I finally hit upon, where can you build an empire in 1990s America? Well, Las Vegas. Build anything you want, right? You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And so once I hit upon that, it kind of broke it open. So yeah, I knew in the broadest terms where Danny was going, but in terms of the specifics, no, I was making it up as I went along.
Taking 30 years to write something, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you're putting your heart and soul and love into it, but you change, times change,
Yeah.
your writing styles change. I mean, how has that evolved over 30 years? Because I feel like
I
how you write when you're a certain age is not how you write when you finish the book.
Yeah, godsend. Look, my now adult and married son was a toddler when I
Wow.
wrote the first sentence of the Danny Ryan book. My parents were alive.
Wow.
Um, I was not a particularly successful author at that point, you know. So a lot has changed. I think in terms of my writing style, I think I've become more efficient. I
Mhm.
think I do better at saying more with fewer words. And I
I
also
wish
think
more
it,
people would come to that conclusion in life.
yeah, be great, wouldn't it? Particularly in texts and phone messages. Uh,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
just leave your number. I'll call you back. Don't
You
give
don't
me
even have
the
to leave a number anymore.
right. Don't tell me everything you're going to tell me if I had answered. But but I think also, if I'm being really honest, I think I'm probably more compassionate toward my characters than maybe I was earlier in my career. I think as you go on with life, and you start losing people, and seeing more, and maybe you become a little kinder, a little more thoughtful, a little more
Mm.
reflective. And I think that that shows up particularly in this third book.
What are you most excited about people getting from this book? I mean, as you're writing it and you know that it's your last book, what are you thinking?
Well, I didn't know it was my last book until I was about two-thirds of the way through writing it. It was during the pandemic. Um, I'd suffered, as I mentioned, some losses, and I began to think and, talk with my wife about maybe this is the time. Uh, but then, yeah, coming toward the end, um, I was very aware
Hmm.
that this was the last time I'd be doing this, you know. And when you're writing the last chapters of your last book, yeah, it's an unreal kind of a feeling, because I've been in the harness for a long time. And so I felt both elated and excited, but also sad,
Yeah.
and a
I
little lost.
Well, sure. I mean, this is something you've been doing for quite some time. And I mean, do you have to set an alarm now? I mean, after this tour is over and after this, kind of you get to rest again, do you have to set an alarm or are you just
I,
going to
I
pop out of bed every morning?
I do not, but I seem to pop out of bed every morning. I try to sleep in, Amanda. I try. I can't do it. It's terrible. I slept until 7:15 the other morning, and my wife like practically baked a cake. She was like, "Oh my God, that's great, honey. You slept till 7:15." You know, it's because like I'm usually up before 5. So yeah, the transition's been a little difficult.
Don, I really hope that we do get to connect again, even though this is your last book. I feel like there's more things on the horizon. I know that one of your books or the series is kind of being put into film.
Yep.
Um, there's TV stuff on the horizon. So I feel like even though it's your last book, you and I will get to chat about things that are coming from this book, hopefully.
Well, I
In
hope so. And look, anytime, it's easy for me to get on the phone or on the laptop or whatever, wherever I am, wherever, whatever time I get up. And uh, yeah, I'd love to talk some more, sure.
Yeah, you're very prolific and that's a hard thing to do over that many years to continue to have something to say, to continue to bring something to the table. And Dawn, you're the kind of person that has done that. And
Well,
I
thank you.
just thank you so much for giving of yourself for so long. I'm so excited that you get to now just take what the universe has for you and
Oh,
relax and revel in all of this.
that's so nice of you. Thank you so much. That really means a lot, truly. Thank you, Amanda.
Well, you are amazing. City in Ruins is out now.
Yes, yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Wow. And it's going to be on Audible too, right?
Yeah, yep, all of that. And yeah, and then, as you mentioned, headed to the movies with Austin Butler. So yeah.
Not a bad little actor to have in your movie.
Yeah, I think they chose him because he looks so much like me.
I was
Maybe I
gonna
can get
say,
away with on radio.
I was gonna say, you're twin. Dawn, you are awesome. I cannot wait to
Um,
chat with you again, my friend.
let's do it. I look forward to it. Okay,
Thank you,
Amanda.
sir. You take care.
You be well.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.